Thanks for joining us today on Suncoast FYI. JDub's is a production craft brewery and tap room located right here in sunny Sarasota. Joining me now to tell us more is Jeremy Jorger?
Jorger, yep.
Jorger, sorry.
It's all right.
So, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So, what is JDub's?
JDub's, as succinctly as I can put it, is a story of following your dream and not a paycheck.
Yeah.
It's about the American dream, whereas I was somebody that had a nice cushy job in D.C. making a good amount of money with a good pension and retirement ahead of me, and I did something really foolish and left that to start a production craft brewery in a place that I love, which is Sarasota.
Yeah.
And
are you happy?
I'm living my dream. I don't work. My family doesn't see me that much, but I'm doing what I love.
And that's what counts, because then it doesn't feel like a job.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
But it's not a job, but it's the hardest thing I've ever done. I would not sort of minimize that at all.
Yeah.
It's extremely hard, but it is truthfully one of the most rewarding things I've done, and it's what I love to do. And
you bring that to your craft that you're doing. So what is JDub's all about?
JDub's about, first and foremost, high quality beers. So I say just good people, good beer. If there's a secret, that's it. It's about doing what you love, like I said before, and it's about having good people working at the brewery and putting out a fantastic product. If you come to the brewery, we're a silly bunch. You might see us breakdancing in the backyard or going into an impromptu jam session, but I encourage silliness. I encourage what most people would call foolish behavior, because I think that's where great ideas and creativity is born, and true individuality is what I think most people are all about and wish they could experience in their 9 to 5.
You even have yoga? We
have yoga on Wednesdays. It's donation yoga. So the gals from Meg from the Yoga Shack comes over and does a donation yoga class. So we do that. We do a lot of community service events as well. We do Thursday night fun run. So yeah, we do stuff, a lot of different things in the tap room, but it's all community based.
That is really cool. And you actually have JDub's street team?
Yeah.
What is the street team?
So the street team is sort of, that's our way of putting our money where our mouth is when we talk about, literally our money, because I lose money with the street team. But the street team is about community service. And we get a group of craft beer drinkers together. We go out and do community service, like a breast cancer awareness walk. We've painted stables that house horses for children with handicaps. We've cleaned up numerous beaches, and we're doing something roughly once a month. We're doing something with kittens next month. Taylor heads that up in our tap room, and at the end of the day, I invite everyone back to the tap room, and I put a keg of beer on for them, the volunteers, and I don't charge, and we basically make a party out of community service. So I literally lose money with that, but I'm okay with that, because for me, this is about, my soul is wrapped up into this.
Yeah, and it's about the community.
It's about the community, and that's what I stand for as a person, and that's what this company will always stand for, and that's what craft brewing is really all about.
Yeah.
This community service thing and being part of the community and heavily involved in it. We're just where we were basically pre-prohibition in terms of what's considered craft breweries, and now we have 3.5 times the people. So, but this really is the American way, is the American spirit. Our forefathers brought this brewing tradition with them.
Yeah.
These things were common. They disappeared during what I call the Dark Ages, during Prohibition and afterwards, but now we're back and we're here to stay.
And it's developing. So
definitely developing.
You have an event going on tomorrow. It's called the soon-to-be relatively famous, hopefully, annual hot dog eating contest.
Oh, the soon-to-be relatively famous, hopefully annual hot dog eating contest. Yes, that's this weekend. It's going to be a lot of fun. That's just us being silly, which I told you about earlier. And but we're going to have a good turnout. We have 20 participants, men and women. There's still a few spots available, and you can sign up in the tap room or over the phone if you call us. But whoever wins is going to get $200 cash and a bar tab. And they're going to be enshrined on our 3.5-foot hot dog trophy named Frank, which stays in the tap room 365 days a year, and it's got a little hot dog on the top.
Well, besides the hot dog eating contest, you also have wonderful beer here. So tell me quickly about this right here.
Up Top IPA. It's a well-balanced, non-aggressively hopped IPA. Does very well for us. Has had numerous positive reviews in industry publications by a lot of very prominent people. Same with our poolside. That just came out. It's a crisp, refreshing, perfect warm weather beer. We're in ABC's, Total Wine, a lot of Norman's Liquors, and we just got into Publix in Sarasota County.
Oh, wow.
So if you like our beers and you like small business, or even if you want to try our beers, please ask for it the next time you're in Publix. That would really help this small business out a lot.
Yeah,
and hopefully pick it up, and hopefully you like it. But
and it really sounds like a place you should just go visit because it sounds like a lot of fun. So where can people go for more information?
JDubsbrewing.com. We're also on Twitter and Facebook. Facebook is, I think, just JDubs Brewing, and Twitter is at JDubs Brewing. So please check us out, and we're 1215 Mango, Sarasota, and 941-955-2739. Our brew is our phone number.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you so much for having us.
And next on Suncoast FYI, memorial this weekend at Walt's Fish Market, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Suncoast FYI. I'm Cassie Knoll. Walt's Fish Market and Restaurant has been serving Sarasota since the early 1900s, and they have a fun event going on this weekend. Here to tell us more are owners Brett and Linda Wallen. Welcome to the show.
How are you doing, Cassie?
I'm glad to have you guys here today and this very interesting thing sitting here on here. So we'll talk about that in just a second. So what is the Tom Wallen Memorial Reef benefit all about?
Well, it started out, Tom Wallen, my late husband and Brett's dad, passed away several years ago, and our family and the community wanted to think of a way to honor him, and it was brought up to name a reef after him because of his passion and involvement with the commercial fisheries, recreational fisheries, and restoring the habitat for Sarasota.
Yeah.
He served on the Gulf Council, I'm not sure if you're aware of that, over 30 years ago, and that really helped bridge the gap between the commercial fishermen and the recreational fishermen.
Oh,
and it's
wow.
all about the habitat.
Yeah.
We know that, right?
That's the bottom line, because without that, nobody has a business.
That's right.
So,
for sure.
So you guys are doing a benefit to raise money for the reefs.
Right, and so how it works, and everyone looks at this, and what is a reef? And we don't have naturally occurring reefs, so we have to have artificial reefs. Sarasota has several, Gulf and in the Bay, and we thought it would be fitting to raise money to enhance the reef with reef balls, and that's what that is.
Okay, so tell me about, so the reef ball is made of concrete. It's very,
Concrete.
very heavy.
Very
and balancing precariously on top of this table here. So how does this work? Basically, you put it in the water.
Well, this is a very small, tiny replica. They're huge, really, really big, weigh tons, made locally. It's lowered into the water on the reefs. There are several reefs, but we are trying to start with Tom's Reef. It's round, it's not flat like that. And the fish go in and out, and the little fish can hide from the big fish.
Okay, and so basically it just attracts fish and gives them a place to live and...
Yeah, correct. And like she was saying about not having the natural coral reefs here, if you ask any fisherman, recreational, commercial here in the Sarasota area, which and talk to them at a daily basis, they fish a lot of these artificial reefs, and it 100% works. So I like to support things that I know that works, and I've already seen a difference in my restaurant by it's pretty cool to be able to catch fish on the artificial reef your dad's named after, and then come back and sell it at your restaurant.
That is really cool. And I guess they're good for the environment as well. They don't damage anything by putting it in there. If anything,
Correct.
It just helps to enhance the environment for the fish.
Absolutely.
They grow, natural growth grows on top of these over the years, which is kind of a neat thing when you're a scuba diver and you see a reef ball drop one year, then a couple of years later you can go down and see it. It doesn't look like a big piece of concrete anymore. It looks like a natural thing that's been there for a long time.
Oh, wow. That's so cool. That's a really neat cause. Yeah. So tell me a little bit more about Walt's Fish Market and Restaurant. How long has it been in business for?
Well, Walt's is, it all started out in the early 1900s as my great-grandfather, Klaus Abel Wallen, was a commercial fisherman. And as you know, Sarasota is always known for Ringling Circus, and that's how we got here, from Sweden. And that's how and back then, Sarasota was so small, most of the fish was shipped out to Chicago, New York City, and the local people basically would just trade them for the fish. It wasn't really a big profitable thing. And that's really how it started. And then as my dad progressed in the business coming out of Vietnam, and that's when the restaurant started growing bigger and bigger. And then he saw the reason to get back into the habitat part, to preserve it for many generations to come.
That is really neat. So you're a restaurant that serves the community, but you're also helping to supply your own restaurant by preserving the environment too.
Correct.
There you go.
That's a great cause. That's really cool. So what makes you different from other seafood restaurants other than everything I just said?
Well, it all starts out too if, say you live on Siesta Key or on the water somewhere in Sarasota, if you get up early enough, you could see some of my guys or myself personally leaving out Big Pass and on their way out to catch lunch for Walt's. Generally some of our guys are in by noon
Wow.
We're the first morning catch, and then the other guys progress on the rest of the day. And that really what makes it different as well. And I come in, I'm sometimes soaking wet. I don't have my boots on today here because I thought
They were too dirty.
they were too dirty. You know? So I mean, that's really what makes us different. We don't just buy it from big box trucks. We buy it from local guys that I know their name.
So this event that's going on this weekend, because I forgot we're getting away from the point. So we're getting excited. I'm excited to talk about your restaurant. So the event that's happening this weekend is on Sunday the 24th. What are the hours for it?
It starts at noon and it goes until they stop us. You know, we and people progress all day long. You know, we had over 1,000 people show up last year and continue with the donations.
And you have live music, you have auctions, you have raffles.
All you can eat
obviously
buffet all day long.
And what is that
Wow.
little shark ride for the
The
kids?
mechanical shark
A
ride.
Mechanical shark ride.
Wow, definitely something people have to go check out. So where can people go for more information on this?
They can go to our website, you know, waltsfishmarket.com, or just attend or just stop by the restaurant. We have flyers for everybody. The whole staff will be there that day. So I mean, it's going to be a good event, and we raised over $20,000 last year, and we hope to proceed that this year. You know, go past
Wow.
it. So.
Well, congratulations on that, and I hope
you.
it is super successful this weekend for you. And thank you very much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you there.
Hopefully, I hope
Okay.
so. Coming
All
up
right.
on Suncoast FYI, hurricane season is just around the corner, and now is the time to prepare. We'll learn how to get your pets ready for a natural disaster after the break. Welcome back to Suncoast FYI. I'm Cassie Knoll. The Suncoast Humane Society is committed to never turning an animal away, regardless of health, temperament, size, or breed. Joining me now to tell us about this amazing organization is Sarah Jackson. Welcome to the show.
Hey, thank you for having me.
I'm very glad to have you here today because we have hurricane season coming up and
We do.
we have a lot to talk about. So
We do.
first, let's start with talking about what is the Suncoast Humane Society?
We are an open admissions animal shelter. We take in about 2,000 pets a year. We also operate a low-cost preventive healthcare clinic for pets. We offer low-cost spay-neuter surgery for cats and dogs, vaccinations, microchipping, tests, and more. We also operate 3 thrift stores. They're located across the Suncoast in Inglewood, Port Charlotte, and Venice. Back in August 2004, we became the command central for Charlotte County in the aftermath of
Wow.
Hurricane Charlie. We took in everyone's pets after they got separated from their owners during that disaster.
Yeah, because I
So-
mean, that's one of the biggest disasters we've had recently
Yes,
here on the
and
Suncoast.
definitely.
That's a very important role that you guys play.
Yes, it was quite the operation.
It sounds like it, and I've seen the pictures of it,
Yes,
talking about it.
It was quite a trying time, but we got through it, and
We'll keep our fingers crossed that that doesn't happen again.
yes.
But in the event that it does, it's good for people to be prepared. So tell me a
Yes.
little bit about what you brought with you today.
Well, I made a disaster kit for one of my cats, my Tuffy, and there are several things you're going to want to have in a case of a disaster. You're going to want to make sure you have a several-day supply of water and food for your pet. If your pet is on any medications, make sure you have that stocked up. If your pet has any perishable medications, like for instance, if your pet takes insulin because they're living with diabetes, you're going to want to make sure to add that to your disaster kit at the last minute. If you're going to a shelter, you're going to want to make sure you have a carrier, their bed to make them feel comforted, any toys they like, any grooming tools to help relieve stress. Also, you're going to want to bring all your medical records that you have for your pet. You're going to want to bring any microchip information, their rabies tag information, their medical records from your veterinarian. You're going to want to have all that information, and in case you get separated,
Yeah.
you'll be able to be quickly reunited.
And that's a lot of information to have, so it's good to have it
Yes.
together before.
Exactly. Be prepared.
Yeah, rather than in the event of.
Exactly. It's harder to get it all together. Just have it ready to go in your home, and
Yeah,
you'll
and
hopefully
the
be
other thing to
fine.
mention is that those shelters are a last resort.
They
So they're not the most comfortable conditions for you or for your pet.
Mm-hmm.
So just to understand, if you end up at a pet-friendly shelter you go to, you're not going to be seeing your pet. They're going to be in their carrier.
They're going to be in a separate
entire
area
time.
from you, and you're going to in a makeshift shelter. If it's after a major disaster, they might be making a shelter up that just accepts pets as kind of like a last-minute thing.
Yeah.
So you're going to want to bring along a larger cage for your pet to stay in during that time. In the case of a cat, you're going to want to have a crate big enough that can also accommodate their litter box and other essentials while they're staying in the shelter.
And so, of course, if you want to learn more about this, besides what you're hearing today,
Mm-hmm.
obviously we'll talk about their website and everything in a little bit, but we're actually having a hurricane
Yes,
expo.
we'll be there. Yes,
Yes.
on Saturday, June 6th at the Lowe's on Fruitville in Sarasota. We're going to be there from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. and just giving out information on disaster preparedness.
Definitely something everyone should be checking out. And again, we'll remind you as we get a little bit closer to it. So part of the reason you're here today too is because you guys need volunteers all the time.
We always need volunteers. We have a variety of volunteer opportunities available. You can work directly or indirectly with animals. At our animal care center, we always need visitor assistants, cat cuddlers, dog walkers, laundry assistants, and there's more opportunities there too. We also have 4 satellite adoption centers where we keep adoptable cats, and so we always need satellite cat cuddlers there and adoption assistants. We actually perform the adoptions at these satellite locations. At our thrift stores, we always need volunteers who can help us accept, sort through, and display our merchandise. All the proceeds from our thrift stores come back to benefit our program services and homeless pets. So that's a really cool thing there. So maybe you're not working directly with our animals, but you are helping them.
Yeah, so maybe if somebody doesn't necessarily like animals, but they want to help out with the Humane Society, you can do it that way too. Or if you're allergic, that's another thing too. So do you guys have any upcoming adoption specials?
We do. We tend to have adoption specials during special celebrations like Adopt a Cat Month or Adopt a Dog Month. In June, for Adopt a Cat Month, we're going to be having an adoption special for the entire month. And the details of that will be available on our website, humane.org, and on our social media starting June 1st.
All right, so those are the places people need to go for more information then.
Yes.
Humane.org, and what was the...
Just our social media. We have Facebook, Twitter, all that information is going to be on there.
All right, so definitely go check it out. Check out that Hurricane Expo on June 6th, where the Humane Society will be helping you get your pet prepared for hurricane season. Thank you for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
And coming up on Suncoast FYI, the 4th annual Myakka River Blues Festival. We'll have the details next, so stay tuned. Welcome back to Suncoast FYI. I'm Cassie Knoll. Snook Haven is nestled along the banks of the Myakka River, and they have a party planned for Memorial Day. Here to tell us more is Eric Estes and Steve Harvey. Welcome to the show, guys.
How you doing?
How you doing? Great to be here. Thank you.
I'm very excited to have both of you here, and the food too, because it smells amazing.
It is amazing. It really is.
We'll talk about that in just a second. So tell me about the 4th annual Myakka River Blues Festival.
It is the 4th annual. We're like a mile and a half off the interstate. Right on the left-hand side, we have buses that'll take people back from River Road. So parking's not going to be an issue at all.
Yeah.
And talk a little bit about the blues.
Yeah,
who's
tell me about the
playing.
musicians.
That's our 4th international festival. So we've got Dave Scott that came all the way in from London, England, which you've seen on the clip here today. We have Anika Chambers. She's a retired sergeant. She did 2 tours in Afghanistan and Iraq,
Wow.
so she's headlining. She's a fantastic singer, and we've got a lot of local people that are going to be there, local bands, and Josh Rowland and Pitfall of Blues from Fort Lauderdale. So it's a big event. You can just go online to see this. There's so many different players. It's unbelievable. So
I was going to say, so it's actually 11 to 7 on Memorial Day itself. So
2 stages too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Wow,
yeah.
so multiple
Yeah.
options for
Oh
what you
yeah,
can be
we've
doing.
got a lot going on.
Yeah.
And it's all at Snook Haven, so definitely something you guys are going to want to check out if you don't have plans already for Memorial Day. Is there a fee to attend?
It's going to be $15 in advance and $20 at the gate.
Okay, definitely something to keep in mind as well. And so Anika Chambers, capturing the idea of Memorial Day, going there and honoring our veterans as well. So tell me a little bit about the food that's going to be there.
Everything we get is cooked. We don't have anything's prepackaged, so everything you're seeing like here and everything that's on our menu is cooked, from the smokers that we have and everything.
Wow.
So
So what do we have here?
we have baby back ribs. We have smoked and then fried chicken wings. And then there's a apple black eyed pea salad
Oh boy.
with some homemade chips.
And that's just a sample of what we're going to be having that
Oh
day?
yeah, there's a lot more than that. It's a big list.
I would say it smells so good. It's making my stomach rumble while we're having this interview here. So tell me a little bit more about Snook Haven itself, the restaurant.
It's been around since 1948. It's nestled, like you said, it's nestled right on the riverbanks. It's old Southwest Florida at its finest. I mean, it really is. When you walk in the gates, it just brings you right back. And you look around, and it's really comfortable.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I think comfortable is a good way probably to describe that
it
area.
really is.
If you
It's
like
just-
outdoorsy, chill,
Yeah.
perfect place for the Blues Festival to be going
it's
on as well.
Wonderful atmosphere.
So how many, do you know how many artists are going to be coming out that day by any chance?
We've got about 16 or 17
Wow.
different artists.
To perform on the two stages?
Yeah, we have a tribute to Junior Wells, so we have a whole bunch of people that used to play with the great blues man Junior Wells in Chicago that passed away. So there's so many different people, and we run a tight ship, so we just, the music is nonstop from between two stages.
All right, well, definitely sounds like a very fun event. Where can people go for the Blues Festival for tickets? Where can people go for more information?
MyakkaBlues.com.
And then for the Snook Haven information?
Snookhaven.com.
All right, so we got both sides of it here for the interview for the day today. And you're actually going to get a little taste of the blues coming up right after the break, so stay tuned to Suncoast FYI. That's our show for today, and thanks so much for joining us. If you would like to promote your business or event on Suncoast FYI, we would love to hear from you. Just call our sales department at 941-361-4223. I'm Cassie Knoll. We'll see you next Friday on Suncoast FYI, and for now, we'll leave you with a nice taste of the blues from Dave Scott and Steve Harvey.
Now I'm going down the Rosebush Road. I got my paddle by my side, by my side. Yeah, I'm going down the Rosebush Road. I got my paddle by my side. You see the house that is down by the river.